Bringing the coalition into focus. This is Impact Montevallo's story of our experience with the National Coalition Academy. First, let me tell you a little bit about who we are. We are making an impact in Montevallo. The City of Montevallo held its first Youth Drug Prevention Team meeting on February the 13th, 2018. The coalition was originally formed through a partnership with a county-wide organization. The city was inspired to establish its own prevention team to engage Montevallo citizens. Montevallo is located directly in the center of the state of Alabama, a rural community in the southern part of Shelby County. Montevallo, with a total land size of 12.75 square miles, may be small, but has a number of distinctions that set us apart. We face some challenges, but we also have a lot to offer citizens and visitors. Montevallo is home to 6,626 amazing people, an unconventional oasis with a rich history that values art, natural resources, education, and diversity. As part of the Charlotte cohort, our National Coalition Academy experience started in person right before the world was struck with the challenges of the pandemic. We are part of the few that had the pleasure of experiencing the NCA from two perspectives, in person and virtually. I can say both were amazing, and CADCA, and especially our trainers and mentors, Christina, Dorothy, and Kim, did a great job of keeping us focused, engaged, and confident that we would all be able to complete the process for our community, even in uncertain and unprecedented times. This quote by Brian Tracy sums up what we as a coalition received from the NCA. A clear vision, backed by definite plans, gives you a tremendous feeling of confidence and personal power. The activities, tools, and strategies provided us with the ability to really examine our community and showed us a path of how to combat the issues we were facing. We are able to make a difference, a feeling of empowerment to get started, even in a world of unknowns. The National Coalition Academy provided us the opportunity to really focus on our community and our work as a coalition within our specific community. It allowed us to not only learn strategies to put into place, but it also helped us build a network of individuals and resources that we will be able to utilize going forward in our work to make sure that we're really making the biggest impact in our community that's possible. One of the things I learned was that it's not only our perceptions or the community perceptions that we need to focus on. It's really getting our community to look at actual behaviors and actions that are occurring within our community. I kept finding myself coming back after week one going, is that really something we can go out and take a picture of? Can we really see that somewhere? So again, it was like really taking the time to really focus in on what it is we find in our community. So what is the NCA to me? The NCA was an invaluable resource. It was an opportunity. It was not only a learning experience, but it was a growth experience. Creating the NCA products allowed our coalition to focus our efforts to make the largest impact in our community.
It's about the process. They are all living documents. The coalition discussed and tweaked our logic model at each meeting, reviewed new data, and ensured that we were truly identifying issues that exist in our community. I think it's important that members feel their input and views of the community are heard and validated. We've learned that it is a layered approach. All the documents guide the others to allow us to truly focus on our efforts.
The process of creating the NCA products taught us an evidence-based approach to create lasting change in our community that requires collective impact from those individuals and organizations that are embedded within our community. The products provide us a pathway towards achieving our overarching goal of reducing youth substance use. The community assessment allows you the opportunity to look at your community through a magnifying glass and from varying perspectives. Completing the community mapping activity allows coalition members to provide insight into how they see the community and what defining aspects are important to them, and then as a coalition to be able to focus in through discussion and data verification. One of our members, an NCA attendee, Zena Cartwell, helped ensure that the coalition really defined community versus the city of Montevallo, stating our community is more than the bounds of our city limits. It helps define and recognize the population we actually serve. The logic model is crucial to the process, ensuring that it is an accurate view of the issues that are identified and will be supported not only through data but by the community itself to be able to start making change. Coalition member Carol Williams stated, "This is one of the best, most actionable logic models that I think I've ever seen." The action plan provides the opportunity for the coalition to focus on how to change behavior through using the 7 strategies. And if you start with the policy and fully identify your potential policy change, the other activities will be focused and detailed to meet that goal. It also provides the coalition with a to-do list for the year, providing a set of expectations and needs where each member can pinpoint where they want to be involved. Montevallo's police chief and active coalition member, Jeremy Littleton, stated the detail and intention put into these activities will guide the community in the right direction. The evaluation plans provide the ability to easily focus in on data and trends in the data. The communication plan helps you focus on targeted groups within the community to identify specific needs and information needed for each group. Coalition member Carol Williams stated that the team is set up to truly track data, document, and show their outcomes. The sustainability plan allows the coalition to focus on itself through the review of its statement of purpose, identifying the operating needs of the coalitions, and the long-term goals and continuation of the program. It begins the long-term vision of the coalition now and encourages members to be innovative in their thinking. Newly elected Councilman Kenneth Dukes asked about the sustainability of our program during a recent meeting. Having completed this plan, we were ready to give ideas and ask for any recommendations. He then stated, "I'd like to connect you with other organizations that potentially could create partnership and funding opportunities." The Strategic Prevention Framework provides a way for coalitions to focus in on identified aspects of their program that are necessary for successful outcomes.
I've been a member of Impact Montevallo since January 2020. I'm really proud of all the work we've been able to accomplish, considering these are really unprecedented times. We've been able to really build our membership by creating a social media campaign and also by word of mouth because we have a really invested community. We make sure that all of the ideas that we're putting forth are driven by data. We sent out a community survey and we also engaged our youth groups because we want to make sure that we are addressing the specific needs of our community. We are embracing our growing Hispanic culture by translating all of our materials to Spanish. And pre-COVID, we were meeting with parents of ESL students at the high school. And finally, we want to make sure that our goals are seen through the long term by partnering with city departments, local organizations, and volunteer groups to make sure that we have a really sustainable program.
We gained many lessons and insights from the NCA, but some that have really guided our work this year have included: it's a marathon, not a sprint. Goals are for lasting long-term community change. It will take time to make a change. Celebrate the success of each lap or mile, but it will be a long journey. Your coalition members and volunteers are your biggest asset. Share the love and put them to work. We created short-term action teams to engage members on specific projects that they find of interest. Recognize your volunteers' work and celebrate accomplishments together. Build relationships and networks through members. The question was posed, how do you eat an elephant? And the group would say, one bite at a time. Except here in Alabama, you wouldn't eat one at all, Roll Tide. The concept remains the same, however. Don't try to take on too big of an issue or initiative. Identify what your community will support and make a big impact through lots of small bites, or in our case, small steps. Focus on the pond, not the fish. You must clean the pond to protect the fish. Focusing on the community as a whole allows the coalition to truly see the needs and challenges of the community. The NCA really helped the coalition to aim its goals more directly. Before the NCA, the coalition had a mission statement, but not a vision statement. Through the process, the coalition members created our vision, stated as, empower the Montevallo community to create healthy habits and live drug-free lifestyles through the establishment of all-inclusive relationships, open dialogue, family events, education, and citywide actions. The NCA taught us to engage members, youth, and citizens, identify our problems, focus on the data, create our path through proven processes, evaluate what we've accomplished, and repeat the process all over again. Focus on the process and it will lead to successful outcomes. Thank you to the National Coalition Academy for providing the tools, strategies, and network needed to truly make an impact in our community.